Hello there, it's your friendly neighborhood racist here. It's been said that the sheep will live to impress, but that free men live to express. So thank you for joining me on this short exposition on what a damned state our Canadian society currently finds itself in. To say that you acknowledge the biological existence of race, and to say that you wish to see all the races of this earth maintain sovereignty over their nations and be preserved and protected against foreign invasion, these constitute racism, and are the highest offenses against the multi-cult orthodoxy of ethnic cleansing through forced assimilation imposed by those who have drunk of the genocidal Kool-Aid. When I was a kid, I never realized that instead of growing up to follow a linear trajectory towards success, ushered along by my own hard work and merit, that I would end up potentially forced to give up the fruit of my labor on this earth as a sacrifice to none other than God himself in service to a kingdom founded upon the truth rather than lies. I could not have appreciated the complex pain involved in doing what is right, of offering up my lamb without spot or blemish to be pissed on by the most superficial, smiling, sycophantic ass-kissers of the establishment. The righteous wears an expression of grief and sorrow, while the evil display themselves, always smiling, ever caption-ready, ever bloated with the contentedness that comes with only having ever lifted a finger for themselves. Only ever doing as much as is necessary to be perceived as a good person without actually being a good person. You're at an automatic disadvantage in this world when the truth is more important to you than anything. You are necessarily disadvantaged when competing along with a horde of vicious jackals who are not only willing, but are positively delighted to unfairly crush you and drag your character through the mud for all to see, all while patting themselves on the back for being such upstanding moral Pharisees. I am a persecuted Canadian peasant who lacks any means to flee this tyrannical and totalitarian nation in which injustice is allowed to proudly, flagrantly parade itself around, all the while citizens who express genuine and reasonable concerns are convicted as untouchables in the highest court of this nation, the court of public opinion, and who are declared guilty without a judge, jury, or trial, without the ability to defend themselves, being unceremoniously thrown out of the synagogue and relegated to the state of leper without any possibility of appeal. All the while, the decadent and self-interested masses bury their heads in the sand as the country is stolen from beneath our feet. If I object to the shaming and removal of my own heritage, I too am also shamed and removed. If I object to the foreign horde's inheritance of the nation, which should rightfully belong to future generations of French and English children, I am destroyed. If I think that the fruit of our forefathers' labor is being sold out by rich, white liberals who can afford to live in ultra-privacy and comfort in ivory towers, living in denial of the hell they are creating for those unfortunate enough to have to live in cramped, unaffordable, hyper-diverse, curry-smelling apartments in which they can't communicate with the neighbors they are forced to interact with, I am treated as a petty criminal. Sometimes I wonder where courage can possibly come from in the face of the mundane, everyday, real-life horrors we must live. Sheltering oneself from them by abiding in the honor of the wicked does nothing but achieve a dead end once you die along with your hyper-individualistic, selfish, consumer culture-driven life. All of the fame and pleasure of this life will fade sooner or later, even for the most superficial, hedonistic, and despotic. The first death is the great equalizer through which the righteous leper is liberated and the evil rich man condemned to a loss he couldn't bear for the whole of his entire wretched life. The hope of the courageous is that through their pain, through their sacrifice and tears, that even a slightly more truthful world will have been created through their monumental suffering, although their contribution amounts to a pittance and a vast minority in this world of almost utter darkness. The sparks of the Lord's fire ignite as they sputter out, providing just enough light that the saints of God may see their footsteps illuminated, however faintly, edging forward the shackles 1 foot in front of the other, until we finally may rest in eternity.